Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Is our current squad good enough to win the Premier League? Now, we have got some very good players. Now, Luke Shaw, he's really improving. Defensively, Luke Shaw's been superb. He's getting forward well. He's putting good crosses into the box and he's creating chances for his teammates. Luke Shaw is still our first choice left back despite the arrival of Alex Telles last summer. Luke Shaw's been at Man United now over 6 years. We got Shaw in a deal worth £30 million from Southampton back in 2014. Don't forget Luke Shaw got 2 assists in the 9-0 win against Southampton. He is injury prone though, is Luke Shaw, so that's my only element of concern about him. And Wan-Bissaka, he's really improving. You know, Wan-Bissaka recently has been getting forward well. He's been taking players on at the edge of the box. Defensively, Wan-Bissaka's always been superb. This is his second season at Manchester United. We got Wan-Bissaka in a deal worth £50 million from Crystal Palace. He scored 2 goals now for Man United. He did score in the 9-0 win against Southampton. Fred, he's really improving. He's showing good attacking intent. He's breaking up the play well. He plays excellent passes as well. I just think he needs to work on the reading of his game. Fred has been at the club now a few years. We got Fred in a deal worth £52 million from Shakhtar Donetsk. Eric Bay, now I think he's a very good centre half and he's done well in the games he has played in since he came back from injury. You know, Bay shows that ability to play out from the back. He's very effective in the air. And I certainly prefer him to Lindelof, but my element of concern about Bay is far too injury prone. Marcus Rashford, he's also really improving. Don't get me wrong, he's had some bad periods as a Man United player, but when Rashford's on form, he gets good runs in behind. He creates chances and he also scores goals. Rashford has still got a lot of development in him. Rashford can play out wide and he can also play up top, but I think he's more effective out wide. Rashford has been part of the club for several years. He's been a United player since the age of 7 and he's been in our senior squad since 2016. And since then he has become an integral part of our team. Edison Cavani, he's made a fantastic impact. You know, we got Edison Cavani last summer on deadline day on a free. He signed a 1-year contract with Man United with an option of a 2nd year. Edison Cavani's movement in and out of the box is good. He holds up the play well, he creates chances and he also scores goals. I can assure that Cavani will see out his contract at Manchester United. Bruno Fernandes, he's our best player and he's the best signing we have made since the Sir Alex Ferguson era. It recently said that Bruno Fernandes is planning on spending many years at Man United after his 12-month anniversary. Bruno Fernandes won Player of the Month for December. He's won that now quite a few times, reflecting on his good performances. In most of his games at Man United, he has been very consistent. There's only been a few games where he has looked off the pace. Don't forget Bruno Fernandes denies that he needs a rest. He obviously wants to help the club win trophies. We initially paid £47 million for him, but the overall cost with add-ons included is just over £67 million. And Bruno Fernandes predominantly plays as a number 10. Now, recent narrative said that we are in 3-month contract talks with Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes' current contract expires in 2025. There's also an option to extend his contract for a further year. Mason Greenwood, he's also a good player. I think he's the foreseeable future for Manchester United. Ollie's been defending Mason Greenwood a lot this season because don't forget earlier on this season he had injury. At one point he was out with illness, and at one point he was out with issues he was having. Personal issues, that is. At the start of this season we give Mason Greenwood that number 11 shirt. And this is his second season in our senior squad. Now, Donny van de Beek, he's a good player when he plays. Most of Donny van de Beek's appearances have come from the bench. He seldom starts in the Premier League. He's only started 2 games in the league so far. And that was against West Ham and Southampton. You know, Solskjaer's actually promised Donny van de Beek more game time at Man United. Solskjaer made an admission the other week and said that Van de Beek is unhappy at Man United with his lack of game time. You know, Donny van de Beek can play in like 3 different roles. You can put him as a box-to-box midfielder. That was his predominant position at Ajax. You can put him as a number 10, and you can also put him out wide. We got him in a deal worth £40 million. We paid £35 million up front, and there was £5 million in add-ons. Van de Beek's under contract on Man United until 2025. Don't forget, ESPN said during the January transfer window we rejected several loan offers for Donny van de Beek. You know, it said we wouldn't let him leave. Actually, Ronald de Boer urged Donny van de Beek to leave to boost his chances for the Euros. Now, Paul Pogba, I think he's been in very, very good form. Obviously didn't play no part against Southampton. Paul Pogba has been voted Player of the Month for January, reflecting on that fantastic goal he scored in the 2-1 win against Fulham. Paul Pogba was out earlier on this season with an ankle injury. He was out for the vast majority of last season with an ankle injury. Now, we have held talks with Paul Pogba over his future. Solskjaer insists that Paul Pogba's happy at Man United. Like I updated you this morning, Solskjaer has suggested Pogba could sign a new contract. Now, it said a few weeks ago that Paul Pogba was considering making a U-turn at the club, and it mentioned that he contradicted his agent Mini Oriola for the second time. There's still a chance that Pogba will stay at Manchester United potentially past the summer. His future is on hold until the end of the season. Now, Matthias Pogba, who is Paul Pogba's brother, he said if we are to get the money for Pogba, we need to sell him during the summer. Or he said he could leave for nothing in 2022. And his brother said that Pogba's got no intentions of signing a new contract. So yeah, he's saying the exact same thing as what Fabrizio Romano has said. Because Fabrizio Romano recently gave us an update on Paul Pogba's future. And he said that Paul Pogba's transfer away from Man United is still on the cards. And he mentioned that Mino Raiola has been planning a summer move for Paul Pogba. Because Mino Raiola made an announcement back in December. Like I've said so many times, he said, his client's unhappy at Man United. He said he has to leave. And he's got no intentions of signing a new contract. Obviously, Solskjaer was furious with Mino Raiola's announcement because it was just before the game against RB Leipzig in the Champions League. Don't forget, earlier on this season, we triggered that one-year extension on Pogba's contract, so he's under contract with Man United until June 2022. He is our most expensive signing at the moment because we paid £89 million for him. He has had a long-running transfer saga. In recent weeks he's been linked with a move to PSG. Mino Raiola's been talking with PSG. And it actually said earlier on this season that Pochettino identified Paul Pogba as his top target. Juventus have also been in for him. They're keen on re-signing him this summer. He did enjoy 4 good years with Juventus. And by the way, Fabrizio Romano revealed the 4 players that Juventus offered us to try and sign Paul Pogba. And Pogba's been relentlessly linked with a move to Real Madrid. But I think it said earlier on this season we revealed our asking price. We do want £75 million. When we've been playing Pogba recently, we've been putting him in more of an advanced role. David De Gea, he's done well in some games this season. And he has been sizing the games he's done well in, that he's slowly getting back to his best. A few years ago, David De Gea was regarded as the best goalkeeper in the world, but in the last couple of years, he's been criticised, reflecting on the calamitous mistakes he's made. This is David De Gea's 10th season at Manchester United, so he has been a long servant at the club. He's going to remain our number 1 for at least this season. De Gea has made over 500 appearances for the club in all competitions. Dean Henderson's also good as well. He's done well in the games he's played in this season, and I think at some point Dean Henderson will become our number 1 goalkeeper, because I think he's reliable enough now to become our number 1, because obviously he has got that experience behind him. Scott McTominay can play well when he wants to. Certainly his best game in a Manchester United shirt was the 6-2 win against Leeds, because he scored twice in that game and he also got an assist. He also did well in the game against Watford in the 3rd round of the Cup, scored in the 5th minute of that one, and I thought he put a good performance out against Southampton, got his name on the score sheet. McTominay has been part of the club for several years. Now, Anthony Martial, he's been out of form for the vast majority of this season, but he made up for it with a good performance against Southampton. He did come off the bench against Southampton and he scored twice. Martial has been criticised because he has been a lot of Man United fans demanding him to be dropped. Martial was good last season, and he was good in his debut season under the Louis van Gaal era. Martial has been at the club now over 5 years. He can play out wide and he can play centrally. Solskjaer was the one that gave Anthony Martial that number 9 shirt. Harry Maguire can, do well. He's done well in some games this season, where he showed that ability to play out from the back and he's been effective in the air and he's made some good interceptions. But he's had bad games as well. Don't forget, before the start of this season, he had that incident in Greece. Harry Maguire certainly wasn't worth the £80 million that we got him for. He's the most expensive centre-half in the world at the moment, and he is our current captain. I can't wait to see Amad Diallo Traore in the first team squad. I think he'll do very, very well when he gets into our first team squad. He's now made 2 appearances for the under-23s. Played in the game against Blackburn. It ended 6-4. I think, didn't he say he got 3 assists in that game and got a goal? In the game against Liverpool for the under-23s, he scored twice, didn't he? Or was it once? I think it was twice, actually. But yeah, Solskjaer did say, didn't he, it won't be too long now till we see Amad Diallo Traore in the first team. We got Amad Diallo Traore in a deal worth 37 million with add-ons included. We paid £19 million up front. By the way, Solskjaer said that Joe Hugel is in line to make his debut soon. But yeah, I think we've got a chance of winning the Premier League this season. Obviously, everybody's favouring Man City now. A lot of our fans disregarded the title though after our 2-1 loss to Sheffield United and our 0-0 draw with Arsenal. But reflecting on that 9-0 win against Southampton, a lot of our fans' perceptions changed. It'd be a remarkable achievement to win the Premier League. We haven't won the Premier League since 2013, so we haven't won it now for like 8 years. But Solskjaer's taking one game at a time. He isn't mentioning the title race. It's the best thing to do. But if we don't win the title this season, I think we will win another title at some point. We're currently sitting second at the moment. But Solskjaer knows how imperative it is to get his first trophy on the board as Man United manager. We haven't won a trophy now for like 4 years. But like I've said, there's 3 trophies we can pursue this season. We can win the Premier League, we can win the FA Cup, and we can also win the Europa League. I think we will win a trophy this season. I'm obviously Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in. When we had them 2 disappointing results against Sheffield and Arsenal, I was still Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in because a couple of results aren't going to change my perception on him. And we do deserve credit for sticking with Solskjaer because he could have easily been sacked as Manchester United manager because we have endured bad periods under him. But I think Solskjaer has made very, very good progress at Man United. We was unbeaten in 13 Premier League games until Sheffield United had beaten us. We've been very, very good away from home. We haven't lost away from home in the Premier League for over a year. We are unbeaten in our last 18 Premier League away games. We've been much better away from home than we have been at home. We have won a few games at Old Trafford this season, but I think we've lost 5 games at Old Trafford in the Premier League this season. I think performances, like I said, have been improving. Players are improving. And Solskjaer's going to be given at least another season at the football club. That will be his 3rd full season at Man United, and this is his 2nd full season at the moment. As far as I'm aware at the moment, there has been no discussions over getting him a new contract at the club. I think Solskjaer confirmed that prior to the game against Sheffield. He's got 18 months left on his current contract. Like I've said to you on my recent videos, I still think there's a few things Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's got to do at Man United. He's got to identify his best 11. He's got to give Donny van der Beek more opportunities. And he's got to get his selections right persistently. Because there's been a lot of games where he's been tactically naive, but there's also been games where he's showed tactical flexibility. But Solskjaer's tried a few different things at Man United. Obviously, you know, he's tried different formations. You know, he's gone obviously with different lineups and that. You know, he's given everybody their chances. Like he assured when he first got appointed in as Man United manager, he said everybody will get their chances to express themselves. Like I've said, I do like the way Solskjaer's promoted the youth, because the young players have been given their opportunities, and obviously he's recommended more young players into the club. We appointed Solskjaer in December 2018 to replace Mourinho, and he's been permanent Man United manager since March 2019. We give Solskjaer the job permanently because he did well in that 3-month period when he was the interim manager. And he's been Man United manager now for over 2 years. But reflecting now on he's been at the club, he has gained some managerial experience. Man United is the 3rd club in his managerial career. And I think he has learned quite a bit on the job. But yeah, Solskjaer deserves credit, you know, because he got us to the EFL Cup semi-final this season. He's also got us to the FA Cup 5th round. He did well last season in his first full season, got us 3rd place, the 2nd highest we've finished since Ferguson. He got us qualification for the Champions League and he guided us to 3 semi-finals. Unfortunately, we've lost 4 semi-finals under Solskjaer. Like I've said, Solskjaer has made good signings as Man United manager. He's spent over £200 million at the club. And he has endured 4 transfer windows as permanent Man United manager. And he's also got rid of a lot of the deadwood since he got recommended in. By the way, Solskjaer has given us an update on our summer transfer plans. Now, he says we are looking at players and targets as we normally would do at this stage, but the financial impact of the coronavirus pandemic, he said, may prevent our wish, of strengthening in the summer transfer window. Like I said to you yesterday, this year's summer transfer window is very important for Man United because obviously we do need to make signings, and I expect us to make a few signings in the summer transfer window. It's very imperative that Woodward backs Solskjaer in the summer transfer window because I don't think the board have backed Solskjaer enough yet. And Woodward's come out a few times and promised that he will back Solskjaer. You know, Woodward said towards the end of last year that he will back him with a long-term plan centred around summer transfer windows. But the board has been one of the biggest problems at the club for several years. But we did have a disappointing January transfer window because we only saw one arrival, and that was Amad Diallo Traore. But Solskjaer did say a few times during the January transfer window that he wasn't expecting any signings, and he said the same thing on deadline day. But we did see more fringe players leave. You know, we saw obviously Lingard go out on loan in January. He's gone to West Ham on loan. Odi Nagalo said his farewells to the football club. We loaned Tiedemann Mengi out. We let Rojo go to Boca Juniors. Timothy Foster-Mensah left the club to join Bayer Leverkusen. And Solskjaer did say, didn't he, no more fringe players could leave. I've given you the 3 areas where Man United need to strengthen up. I think we need a world-class striker, we need a world-class midfielder, and we also need a centre-half. Now, I give you the news, didn't I, on David Alaba yesterday. Apparently, David Alaba favours a move to the Premier League over Real Madrid. It did actually mention that Real Madrid were in pole position to get David Alaba on a free, and it said that David Alaba had agreed a 4-year contract with Real Madrid. Karl-Heinz Rummenigge, Bayern Munich CEO, said he is 99.9% certain that David Alaba will leave Bayern Munich this summer. So us and Chelsea have been given a transfer boost. City have been in for him, I think also too. Liverpool have been in for him. Alaba rejected a new deal from Bayern Munich. David Alaba's been at Bayern Munich for 11 years. He's made over 350 appearances for them. He's won 20 major honours. Before he was at Bayern Munich, he was at Austria Vienna. He also had a loan spell with Hoffenheim. He is the age of 28, so he's highly experienced. You know, he's predominantly a left back and a centre half, but before he's been deployed as a central midfielder, a left winger and a right winger. You know the news on Jadon Sancho. I give you the news on him this morning. Didn't I? We now face transfer competition for Sancho from Chelsea. You know, Chelsea have now entered this transfer race to try and get him in the summer. Bild recently said that Borussia Dortmund have reduced their asking price to £88 million for Sancho. And Sport 1 said not so long ago that Dortmund were relying on Jadon Sancho's sale. They've been forced to lower their demands because of the coronavirus pandemic. But Dortmund said they're expecting Sancho to leave in the summer. But recent narrative said that we ended our interest because of the form of Amad Diallo Traore. But yeah, last summer, don't forget, Jadon Sancho was our number 1 priority target. But obviously Dortmund's valuation was £108 million and we was not willing to meet that valuation. It actually said that we've identified our 2 top targets for the summer, and that's Jules Koundé from Sevilla and Erling Haaland from Borussia Dortmund. So yeah. Solskjaer is inheriting players from other managerial eras. There's still a few players here from the Jose Mourinho era. He's got rid of quite a few players, you know, we had under Mourinho's Solskjaer, to his credit. But yeah, he's changed things around at the club since he came in, Ollie. If you are to put stats into circulation now, he's the best manager since Ferguson. And I have been saying, like, he's been in the old Man United back with how good we've been in recent months, because we've come from behind in a lot of games this season, and obviously we did that. We used to come from behind a lot under the Sir Alex Ferguson era. Ollie's our 4th permanent manager since Ferguson, because 3 managers have been sacked since Ferguson. That was Moyes, Van Gaal and Jose Mourinho. By the way, on my next video, I will give you my predictions for our game against Everton tonight. So anyway guys, that's everything to update for today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.